The fear of me. Again, I want to tell you something about Lucifer, about Satan, about the beast, him that is coming forth, him that is already here. The fear of me. He is always terrified of me. See, I saw that man in the flesh walking forth. I told you the truth concerning him. Now, in the end times, when it comes to war, he used gadgets, all sorts of things to fight against other armies because my powers, as I say, when the saints of the Most High, when he tried to lead his army against them, a lot of my strength will be upon them that he can't fight them. And because of the spirit of truth with them, it would be hard for him to attack them. So he would have to use gadgets and all sorts of things he had to build to fight against them with, because he can't use his spiritual powers. You see, Satan can only use his powers against you strongly when you sin. This is why sin is death. His powers are more powerful against a person when they sin. Then they don't understand that while you're out there doing all that cursing and lying and stealing and cheating and doing all kinds of wrong, don't you realize the more you curse, the more powerful an evil spirit is over you. You making that evil spirit more stronger. All that cursing you doing, you making that evil spirit a lot stronger. You making it easier for you to be destroyed and die. You see, a man that's full of sin, there's an aura of bad spirits all around that man, which attracts harm to him, which attracts death to him. Because death is sin. This is what make you fall down. This is what make you sick. When Jesus came about the earth, when Jesus was up on the earth, did Jesus not cast out evil spirits, which was caused by sin? They are caused by sin. The sickness was sin upon the body. I can recall when I was coming up, I was doing all right, doing all that faithfulness, doing all that righteousness, trying to humble myself. Then I got along with my cousin, started doing wrong, allowing the devil to manipulate my mind. Then I turned around and went to church. When I got scared, terrified, the Lord broke my spirit. I went to church and I was doing righteous. And the church house got full with members. This church house was small, and they said, "Whoa, the church is gonna grow now because this man come here." Who is this? This is a servant of God. He came to the church, is gonna get full. Within a few weeks, that church was so full, they had to have people. They had to put chairs in the hallway. You couldn't even go. You had to go around to get into the front of the church to the pulpit because the church was so full. But the minister was an alcoholic. Still, the church was full. People wouldn't stop coming until, and then they said we got to put him. The deacon said we got to put him up in front of where the choir at, and they put him in the choir so everybody could see me. They wanted me to sing in front of everybody, and they was excited. The church was full. People was happy just to see me there because of my presence. The church got real strong. And that was a whole lot of money coming in and circulating. Money, money, money. Man, people was just putting out so much donations. You couldn't believe how much money was coming in the church just because I came there. Just because my presence was there. Couldn't believe it. I wasn't getting a dime. I was a young man then. And this is how the devil worked. He was against me getting anything. But he allowed this crook in the church to rob people. Deacons got into an argument. But see, God was with me. It wasn't the devil that made the church strong. It was God. God had blessed them because I went there and because my presence was there. And the devil wanted to manipulate. He wanted to get into the picture. So he showed himself. He showed himself by trying to see the members that came there. They didn't come there to see that minister talking stupid to act the fool and rob them. They came there because they felt the presence of the servant of God there. That's what they came there for. And when I began to fast, the bad demons started to go away. When I started hemming up in my fasting and praying to God, the demons started to drift away from the church. It was something beautiful. He just started to drip away from the church and get out of there. The spirit became stronger there. And the people the ministers started acting right. Stop doing wrong. The deacon started acting right. The deacon wasn't acting a fool in the first place. The minister was. You see, this is what I'll say. Afraid of me is the beast, is the devil himself. He backed up. But then after a while, I just stopped going to church again because of my cousin. My spirit broke it. But see, my uncle would say, stay away from him. He's going to mislead you. And I allowed him to pull me back out the church house. I allowed him to pull me out. He found something new to trick me with. The devil did. It was called marijuana. You see, fell into a trap smoking marijuana. I liked it because the devil tempted me to like it, marijuana. Then I realized after a while, this wasn't for me. All the stress and the work that I did, working outside and hauling hay and dealing with horses and cattle and stuff like that, it was getting to me, and the marijuana was getting to me. I couldn't bear it because I would ride a horse and fall off. If I ride a horse, I'd fall off of him. Anyway, didn't want to do that. Didn't want to ride a horse and fall off of him because you high. Didn't want to get stuck down out way down in the back of the field because you rode that horse out there to chase a cattle down, a cow back up to the front, and all of a sudden you got bucked off or you fell off because you was high. You don't want that to happen to you. So I learned my lesson. Don't do it. Don't do that. Be faithful to God. Don't listen to the devil. I realized that the devil was afraid of me. I thought, oh no, he wasn't afraid of me. But then, see, this is how I learned as I come up, not to be afraid of the devil. I had an enemy, a young man that liked to fight me a lot. Always fought me and I always fought him and I was always getting defeated by him. And then I learned I can't continue to let this devil whoop me. I learned. So I fought with him. I fought with him, I fought with him, and fought with him until one day I was able to conquer him. I defeated him. And he was terrified of me. He would never fight me again because he was scared of me. See, the devil was on him to bug him, to bother me. I fought against him and I became victorious over him. After that, the devil still wasn't satisfied. He said, I'm going to get you one way or another. He hated me, but he was working through the spirit. He couldn't fight me in the flesh. He would never fight me in the flesh. He was terrified of me. He's always using the spirit. He's always using the spirit because he was fighting. He was frightened. Used men to come up against me over a woman, over young women that didn't like me, would make up lies against me because, you know, as a young man, you go to school and you give gifts to people, just being friendly, out of curiosity. And you think that you have a friend and you try to make friends with people, and then next thing you know, they turn on you, and then they go and they gossip and they lie. You think you're trying to harm them, and you're not trying to do anything to them. And this is how the devil works. He makes them believe this stuff. And as a young man, he brought people against me. But each time I found out that God was with me because God fought hard against those people. He would tear them up. He'd tear them up. He wouldn't let them harm me. He would fight against them. No, you're not going to mess with my child. Every father says, you're not going to mess with my child. A good father going to say, you ain't going to mess with my child. I don't care who you are. Man come at me hiding in the woods thinking I was going to walk through. He's going to kill me. Got out there thinking he can get rid of me. God put a stop to him. Killed him. The Lord himself destroyed that man. You see, Satan was upset with that. I could see that old dragon upset, mad, real mad. I saw him crying. Saw tears in his eyes. He was furious. He was enraged. He kept trying his best to get rid of me. Send people, all kinds of people. Young women making up lies. Trying their best to get me in trouble. Young men making up lies. Trying their best to get me in trouble. All sorts of people kept trying to get me caught up. See, this was the fear of me. This was the fear of me. This is what Satan was afraid of. I kept seeing how afraid of me he was. As I reflect back to the past, to the times when I was coming up, I can see his fear of me. Even up until the day I see his fear of me. He will continue to manipulate people to try and bring them against me because of his fear of me. And he will continue to be afraid of me. No matter what, I will conquer him because he's afraid of me. Oh, I'm not afraid of anything. You know, I took that trip one time to California. I didn't even know where I didn't even know the place. Never been there before in my life. I got stranded there. And you know, men, people there was trying, people that I didn't even know tried to hurt me, thinking that I was just some bum on the street. Do anything to me. And I would see how God would attack those people. I saw how he attacked them. How he put a police officer to shame up there. Made the cop so scared that he was trembling and jumped in his car and got away. After he looked at me, he saw an angel. He was scared. You see, God has a way of doing things. These people don't know who I am. Man thought that he was threatening me, want to argue with me. I did nothing to that man. Then I saw the angel of God frightening him. He wouldn't say nothing to me when I go to him the next day to try and ask him a question. He'd run from it every time. He wouldn't say nothing. He'd be scared to put his head down running. You see, God is at work. Satan is afraid of me. He's afraid of me in the spirit and in the flesh. He told me one time, don't get ahead of yourself. You think that you can stand and not be dealt with. Young man told me that one time. Who are you supposed to be? Who are you supposed to be? There's a lot of people out here, women and children out here sick. They're in danger. Yet God gonna protect you. Who you supposed to be? Then he took it up on himself to go and try and get him a weapon and try thinking that he could sneak one night to get rid of me. Something bad happened to that boy. He got shot. Man thought he was trying to break into his house when he was out there in the house, where the house where I was at, the place where I was at. He's hiding out there in the bushes thinking that he can get rid of me, somebody else. See, his enemy was allowed to see him. See, an enemy was allowed to see him. And then he got home. Don't go and think that you can get rid of who God chooses. God has people for a purpose. Sometimes God has chosen someone for a purpose and you think that you can get rid of that person, God gonna stop you. Just like Satan think that he can put an end to me when he already know who I am. I'm not manipulated. When I came from God himself, when I was in the kingdom of heaven myself, when I fought against Satan myself, I know I did wrong. When I took it on my behalf to come here to leap out of heaven on my own without being told to just go ahead and leave, I was, at that time, I felt disgraced. I felt like I betrayed my father. I felt like I betrayed my father. As a son, as a humble son, I felt I betrayed my father and I came to the earth. He didn't tell me to come at that time. I came on my own, which is why when I was born, I didn't have powers, which is why I had to redeem myself because I disobeyed when I came here on my own. He didn't say go down out. He didn't say just go down out, Michael. He didn't tell me that. He said after a while you will have to go to the earth. He said he didn't tell me to come right then. He said you will have to go through trials. But he didn't tell me right then and there. I took it on my own behalf. Father, I know you're with me. I regret the things that I did. But now I ask my God, my Father, to use me. That I do his work upon the earth. That I obey faithfully. That I not go astray from his way. For I know Satan is angry and afraid of me, as he should be afraid of me. Just as Miller, when he saw who I was, he looked into my eyes. He became terrified and fled. Jardel was shocked. They couldn't believe I was up on the earth. Oh my God. They said, man do not know who he is, but man will know who I am. For I am the chief prince of righteousness. Always have been and always will be. I am Michael. No matter what Lucifer say to you, no matter who claim that I am not what I am, I swear by all authorities in heaven that God's will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. And I will give my life as a sacrifice offered to my Father, my God in heaven, because I belong to him. He is my Father, and I obey his way, and I obey his will. No matter what Satan tries to do, no matter what man tries to do, God is my Father. In him do I trust. God sees all things. You can be afraid of me all you want to, Lucifer. I say this to all mankind. He is afraid of me, and he should continue to be afraid of me. because I will continue to fight him no matter what. He wants to put me down. He wants to cause me pain and affliction because he's allowed to test me. So be it. Bring it on. I will not fail my Father. I swear an oath to God, and I shall keep my way to God. He said to me, if thee diligently keep my decrees, then I will redeem you. I will keep you strong, and I will protect you, and I'll bring you back to the path, back to righteous purity, and you shall be humble before me, and you shall lead my people. You shall deliver a handful of mankind, that they not be wiped out of existence. You see, the host of man shall be destroyed. The earth shall be destroyed. But all mankind will not fall because I am here. I will take a host of man, a half of mankind, a handful of them. As the saints of the most highest saints shall be redeemed, and they will be taken. Satan will not be able to be allowed to be able to take them and destroy them all. He think that he can kill off mankind. But without failure, man shall be delivered. You see, like I told you before, our failure is on the earth. And without failure, mankind will be uplifted. See, once the Alfarians are reconditioned back to the way that back to their normal state, so shall mankind be conditioned. The last host of mankind will be the remnant of mankind will be reconditioned without failure. Just think, like he told me, he said, you may live to be 3,000 years old. Nobody even know it. Who knows? Who will know what God has in store for you, what God plans are? Nobody knows. See, man told me one time, I don't want to live to be 3,000 years old. I wouldn't want to live to be that long. Yes, you will. If you don't get sick. Yes, you will. If you're not up on the earth, if you're dwelling through time and space in humble obedience, you don't get sick. You don't feel exhausted. You don't go through so much misery upon like you doing in this life. You won't live like that. You be peaceful in your body and humble and obedient to God. If you knew pure righteousness, if you had the Holy Spirit upon you, man, I'm telling you, it's one thing you will love. You make your sacrifice unto God. Be humble to God in your ways. Man, purify yourself. Cleanse yourself completely. I guarantee you wouldn't mind living forever because you're going to feel good inside. You never get sick. You won't have to worry about death and the things of this life. It's the Alfarians, those on Euro and the planet. Don't you know, kill an Alfarian Jardel, those that are on that planet, they never grow old. They don't die. They live for eternity. Because it's a place of righteousness, a place of purity. That's a place with streets of gold, ivory towers. That's a beautiful place. A place that man had never witnessed. A place of goodness, a place of pure righteousness. The Son of Man dwells on high. These are the children of God. You see, I told you before, God created two. He created the Son of Man and he created mankind. Just as Jesus was the Son of Man, he also created mankind. Son of Man is made higher in being than mankind is. This is why the devil is so hateful and rude and don't want nobody to understand nothing, because he want to keep men in darkness about the truth. But I'm here to tell you the truth. Obey God and find the right path. Don't let the devil manipulate you. The devil has a fear of me, and he will always have a fear of me. He's afraid of who I am. He's afraid that I'm going to tell the truth, and the truth is going to be up in me, and the truth is in me. That's what he's afraid of. He's going to always be afraid. And he knows that I'm the victor, that I will conquer him always. So understand, he has a fear of me. The beast is afraid of me. Thank you, brothers and sisters, and God bless.